All right, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris.
I'm Grace.
And right now we're slow traveling through Guatemala. And in this video, we're going to be talking about our recent experience with the wonderful ladies at Lake Atitlán Women Weavers here in San Pedro La Laguna.
Yeah, we had a absolutely wonderful time with them.
So much fun.
It all really started with us needing a birthday gift.
I know.
We were very fortunate enough to get an invite to an 8-year-old's birthday party and had no idea what to get her.
So we've been wanting to do a weaving demonstration, weaving class here somewhere around the lake for a little while now. Yeah. But we've been doing some research, trying to figure out here in San Pedro or in San Juan or Pana. You know, there's so many around.
Yeah, because if you don't know, the Guatemalan people are known for their textiles.
Oh my gosh.
And for their embroidery work, for their clothing, for their colors. So it's a huge part of their culture here. And we wanted to make sure we were getting a good representation of it because there's so many good classes.
Yeah.
There's so many wonderful classes you can take on weaving and like just how they make cotton and everything. Like
that's why we're doing these videos, is there's so much to do here around the lake and in Guatemala in general. But yeah.
How we kind of found out about the weaving class was actually because we took a Mayan cooking class with Anita.
Exactly.
We love Anita. She is just absolutely angel.
Shout out Anita.
She's wonderful. So she founded the Women Weaving Cooperative there and started the co-op for single mothers to sell what they weave as souvenirs. So it's really wonderful. So when we were finishing up our class, our cooking class, we walked downstairs and there it was, just the little souvenir shop with all of their hand knitted or hand woven gifts and souvenirs.
So a little bit about the cooperative though is it was started back in 2014 and there was 5 weavers and now they're up to 27 women that are now employed with the cooperative, making and selling hand purses to blankets and rugs and coffee coasters, bags and
hammocks, everything. And
it's all through backstrap weaving. And so a lot of these women are, like Grace said, are either single mothers or just in need of some help. And they have joined the cooperative that Anita started. They're doing amazing things, and Anita's doing, of course, incredible things in the community. So we're trying to shine a little bit of light on that.
Immediately when we got there, we walked up and we went into their little shop, which is where they do the demonstrations, but also where they sell everything, but also where you take the class. So it's really just this one-stop
shop.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right there. And we walked in and there was a woman available to help us start weaving.
I think her name was Maria.
She was a beautiful woman, and her son even came back from school and hung out with us too, and was kind of laughing at us a little bit, I think, because we were struggling.
We were definitely.
It was really great because even though we didn't speak Mayan, which is her first language, she spoke Spanish, we spoke a little Spanish, and we all kind of, figured it out together. But the beauty of the weaving demonstration was it is a handcrafted thing. And so she is able to communicate to us through her craft.
Of course.
And that's really beautiful. So we went in and met her, and she kind of like walked us through what we were doing by showing us. Yeah. Which was intense, actually.
When we walked in, she was like, she had the backstrap, loom already set up, and she was in there making, I think a hammock or something incredibly large and intricate, and it was fantastic. It was incredible to see. But then we come in and we decided on a coin purse.
Yes.
Because you have different options. You can choose to make a coin purse for this amount of money.
So we had like a few different options. We chose the coin purse because it only takes 3 to 4 hours.
Right.
And we had to go to the party eventually, we wanted to have
it's
it done.
It's a lengthy process.
Yeah.
I mean, you're making something from hand, from thread to finished product. So even a small coin purse was going to take 4 hours.
Yeah. We were there for it though. It was exciting.
It was incredible.
But we picked out the colors. We did find out ahead of time that the birthday girl favorite color was purple.
Thankfully, we were in a tuk-tuk and you remembered to ask.
Yes, I did. Well, you need to,
Does she have a favorite color? And then I was like, wow, thank you so much for that.
So we decided on purple. So we did 3 different shades of purple and then white. So she got the looms out next after we picked the colors. Mm-hmm. And it was this kind of 3-rung contraption.
That's not the loom. That was the thing to make the thread, right?
So she wrapped the thread around the standing part,
Yeah.
and then you pulled on the string and you would wrap it around the 3 rungs in succession.
Right.
And then she would push them down for you. And then you could sort of start to see the
layers
pattern.
and the pattern.
Yeah, and I think we asked her how many times you wrap it around. It was like 10?
She said 11.
11.
But every time I got to 11, she would say a couple more.
One more time.
So it's around like 11 to 13, and give or take.
She knows best, obviously.
But every time I would think I like counted correctly, I would just get super tangled. And
As soon as you start to get confident, that's when you mess up.
That's
So
exactly.
you gotta stay slow and steady.
A lot of humility comes with it.
You should just see her though. She was just like whipping through it. I mean, she was remarkable.
And I asked at the beginning, I said, why don't you want to like sit down on a chair? Or I said, here, I actually tried to offer a chair.
That's right.
And I tried to offer a chair, and she said, no. You know, the women before me didn't have chairs to sit on. So we do this still to honor them, that we sit on the ground, no back support, you know, with this strap wrapped around her body, and they weave for hours and hours.
Standing up like this.
Yeah.
Like with just the leverage of like weaving, you know, it was an ab workout. I was feeling it in my abs though, but
for sure.
It's amazing to see how much respect they have for their culture to continue doing it the way they've always done it.
Even though it's more difficult
Yes.
that way. It's just honoring, like you said, honoring the culture, honoring traditions, and honoring those before them.
The love that goes into these pieces, you can tell.
So we're like watching her start our coin purse after watching the thread go around like the little wooden pegs that are on this thing. And then you started spinning them, right? Remember they went around?
Yeah.
They went around that thing back and forth.
Well, I had to put thread on so we could weave it through.
Exactly. After you wound the thread is when she started like the foundation, right? Of like getting everything ready, get everything set up for us. And she started doing it. And we're watching and we're just like filming and we're like, wow, this is incredible. I'm trying to make small talk in Spanish. And then finally I was like, can I help anyway? And she's like, yes, please. This is yours.
She's like, okay.
Yeah, please. And so it was really funny. So I got hooked up first.
Yeah.
And with her help, started slowly pushing this, whatever that's called, through. I almost want to look it up, but pushing, the thread through and seeing the layers and the pattern come together slowly but surely. It was just really...
It was actually like a 8-step process. So you end up weaving it through, but then you have to push it down.
You have to pack the thread and make sure it's all lined up evenly, through. And then you
have to pack it again. You
have to feed the other wooden piece through and like flip it up.
Yeah.
And so you can get like,
it's to keep tension, to create the pattern, and
We're
then
doing
also
great
weave like more fabric through.
Right.
It was very interesting.
And again, for a small coin purse, I'll show what it looks like here, but like a small coin purse about this size, took
4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah, and there were 2 of us.
So I was on first and then Grace jumped on.
Yeah, we used chairs though.
Yeah, but we did use chairs. And then they went and took it upstairs and put the zipper on, and we were able to kind of just admire some of their handiwork. And Nita came down. Nita came down from a cooking class, and so we got to see her. And now we are actually helping her do a little bit of English teaching here in San Pedro.
We're volunteering to help do a little English teaching for some like 8 to 11-year-olds, somewhere in that range. It's quite rewarding. They are so smart. I feel like there's like the level of Spanish that I'm speaking are like head to head.
Yeah, but for sure.
It took them like 10 minutes to pop a zipper on and get the lining in, which was so impressive.
Very impressive.
But yeah, it took them like no time at all. We got the coin purse back, and then we just continued to kind of browse around in the shop for a few minutes, because all the pieces, if you look at the tags, they'll tell you and show you pictures of the women who weaved them.
Oh my gosh.
And it's really special because you can like see the woman who needs your help and their family who needs your help. And they put love and time and effort into this. And it really just makes you feel like you're buying more than a souvenir. Which is a very powerful experience. And then you get to work with the women if you want to create your own. And that's really rewarding. So the entire experience really was just like
phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
From start to finish. I mean, it is in a small little area. You know, you might have customers coming in and shopping while you're doing your class. So you're not like super secluded, and there's construction going on and loud street noises. So it's just authentic, right? You walking in and they're sitting there weaving, and you just like, hey, we're here for a weaving demonstration. You can get it set up beforehand over WhatsApp. We'll leave all the information and the website down below in the description. But it's super easy to do. It doesn't cost, as much money as other tourist attractions, and you're able to support the community directly.
Yeah, you're seeing, not only are you spending 4 hours or however long making a product that you get to go home with, you get taught a skill, but you're also helping support these women who in their culture don't have a lot of options when it comes to employment or work or how to provide for themselves. And so it's really encouraging to see single moms have an opportunity to create a life for themselves and their children. And that's what you take out of that when you walk away, is that you're actually investing into these families. And that's, I want to go back and do another one. So I want to go make like a bag or something. But that's like a 2-day experience.
Yeah, there's, I think we kind of touched on it beforehand, but if not, like you have like a half hour to an hour long project you can make very small, or you can make something like 3 to 4 hours and then like 7 to 8+ hours. So whatever kind of budget as far as financially and time, you have options.
Yeah. Or if you just want to go swing in and support them by buying some of their products. They are priced
way easier,
like super reasonably, not anything above what you would find on the pricing for the other souvenirs on the street. And you're probably going to walk in and see the women that are working on your project. So it is just really, really cool.
You can ask them directly, like, what did you make here? Because not only does the proceeds go to like the cooperative, but like I think most of the proceeds go to the actual weaver themselves. So, which was incredible. So then finally got our product, and it was time to grab a bite to eat.
Oh yeah, we were starving.
Grab a bite to eat. Yeah, I think because
all that weaving, that ab workout.
Well, and we had about a 40-minute walk into town or so.
And then a 4-hour weaving experience.
And then we're going to go to a birthday party. We didn't know if there was going to be food there. So we decided to hit a spot that we've been really wanting to try called Koli.
Oh my gosh. The Koli burgers were like, insane. Oh, they were so good.
So Koli is a little bit outside of like the city center of San Pedro. It's an incredible little spot.
Yeah.
It's got you order downstairs, and then upstairs is a cute little seating area with little like cafe style bar.
Yeah, they have like a lookout over the street so you can people watch, which is fun.
It's super fun. But the burgers. That's really, do they have anything else on the menu?
I don't think so, other than some sides. It's really just a burger place.
It's a burger place with some incredible orange juice and coffee being served up there as well, because the owner actually owns Cafe Orbe.
Yeah, so if you like Cafe Orbe's coffee and you're still craving a burger, you know where to go. But we got the Italian burger and the
Latina burger.
And the Latina burger
lit us up.
Oh my gosh. I am pretty spice tolerant. At least I like to think I'm pretty spice tolerant. I was crying. Like, I haven't cried over a spice level in a long time. Like, I got the condensation, the mustache, and the...
We both have a decent spice tolerance, and my eyes were watering. Because you said, man, this is lighting me up, and I'm like, you normally have way better of a tolerance than me, so I don't know why I thought I was brave and tried it.
No, so we actually even got medium.
Yeah, I got the mediums because he asked. We said
because he asked us how spicy, and we got medium. So I would recommend getting the like little spice option, or if you're really tolerant, like just no spice, like just leave it off. You'll be okay. Because
I don't really consider Guatemala known for their spice.
Yeah.
Like as far as like picante, spicy level. Yeah, they have incredible spices, just not very spicy usually.
Yeah. But the burgers...
this burger was really spicy.
It was super spicy. The Italian are both of our favorites. Regardless, they both tasted like phenomenal burgers, but something about that Italian burger.
Yeah, we're overdue for another Italian burger, and it's only been like a week and a half.
Yeah.
I want to go back.
Yeah, we're going to go back. They both come with fries, super reasonably priced, and I think they're well known for delivery as well. So if you need a Koli delivery and you just happen to need this burger right now,
Or carry out. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there's carry out because people were coming in and grabbing bags. So.
Yeah. So we really recommend K-Roli. It was delicious. But
Birthday party
it
time.
was birthday party time. And lo and behold, there was food, actually.
Yeah.
So we did not actually indulge in the food, unfortunately. We're sorry, Pedro.
I felt rude.
We will come back and eat that food.
We were
It looked
so full.
so good. But we gave her the gift, and she seemed very grateful.
She was very grateful.
Yeah.
And the whole experience was incredible. It was actually, we've talked about it a little bit in our previous video, but it was, we don't know how often, these Mayan fire ceremonies are performed for birthdays or for holidays or special events in a family's life, but we got to see one, at least observe it, and it was just a really magical cultural experience that I will never forget.
Yeah, it was really special. Hopefully we'll be able to capture it better in the future. We wanted to be super respectful and make sure that we were already feeling very special to get an invite, and so we didn't want to be further.
It wasn't until I saw other people recording it to be like, okay, I'm actually gonna also get a snapshot of this, because I wanted to just be respectful. I'm not gonna record someone else's kids in a very special, intimate moment without asking, and they had already started, and I'm like, I'm not going to interrupt a ceremony.
Because fire ceremonies are a very important part of their culture.
For sure.
So it was really, really, really cool. But for now, that was our weaving experience.
It was so much fun. Cannot recommend it enough. If you're in San Pedro, definitely have to check out the Lake Atitlán women weavers.
Yeah.
We want to check out other weavers around the lake as well. We're trying to spread the love. We're trying to go to different local businesses.
And make a few more coin purses.
Yeah.
I want one.
We were planning on making 2, but we were like, and I actually said, I was like, we need to film.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to make one and you make one.
Yeah. So we'll definitely be going back. They also do take card. So that's fun to know if you're on the lake and looking to buy souvenirs and load up, they take card.
And we'll also leave Anita's information for the Mayan cooking class, and also Pedro's information if you're in San Pedro and need a tuk-tuk. He's our main guy around here. He's incredible. He's super friendly, speaks a decent amount of English, so don't be too intimidated if you're a little bit lackluster on the Espanol like we are still.
Yeah, and he always gives fair prices.
Trying out this other, style to see how we like it, how you guys like it. Trying to figure out, who we are as filmmakers, as people trying to support the beautiful communities here around Lake Atitlán and Guatemala as a whole. And so let us know in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Let us know how we're doing. Everything from film production quality to how you like this style, or if you want us to do more, come with us as we go travel around this beautiful country.
Either way, we're so grateful you're here. You guys are giving us
a creative outlet.
Yeah. And also just a way to show off this beautiful country and its people and how to support them better and do things more responsibly. And we're so grateful that you guys are giving us the opportunity to do that. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
So good. Bye, guys.
Bye. Here we go. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, you got a big gunk.
A boogie? A sleepy seed?
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris.
I'm Grace.